All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Great, great. Good to see all these names again. Hi, everyone. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are also doing good. You and your family is safe and sound and healthy. Well, Shravin is saying, sir, good to see you again. Well, seeing तो नहीं हो रहा है, but listening जरूर हो रहा है. So definitely seeing भी होगा. लेकिन शायद थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. So I hope all of you are now clear in terms of any doubts or ambiguities, whether the board examinations are getting postponed or delayed or cancelled, right? So now the focus is clear. We are going to be starting with or I should say resuming with our JEE preparation. And आप लोगों का मंडे को मैथ्स एंड फिजिक्स का लेक्चर भी हो गया है. Typically, what was the attendance? Like, I just want to get a quick sense. Abhi almost around 200 students are here. 220, 230. Okay. ठीक है. आते जाएंगे, धीरे धीरे ज्वाइन होते जाएंगे. Now, as you know that this is a combined flagship 1, flagship 2 and flagship 3 का batch. And we aim to get all of you at par. ठीक है. स्टार्ट करने में आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट टाइमलाइंस था. And in order to make everything smooth such that when you are going to give tests, when you are going to perform assessments, तो आप लोगों की benchmarking अच्छे से हो पाए, like you are able to really understand how you are standing, how you are ranking amongst your peers, we would want the flagship batch to come at par. All the students should be at the same level in terms of the syllabus. Now, from a chemistry perspective, फ्लैगशिप 1 में, ठीक है, मैं एक बार यहाँ पे जूम आउट कर लेता हूँ. एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर चैप्टर में दीज आर द सब टॉपिक्स दैट वी हैड कवर्ड. ठीक है, इन फ्लैगशिप 1 बैच. नाउ फ्लैगशिप 2 के अंदर, ठीक है, वी हैड कवर्ड टिल डी ब्रॉगलीज हाइपोथेसिस. ठीक है, हाइजेनबर्ग्स अनसर्टेनिटी प्रिंसिपल was still to be done and discussed. Okay, this was the status of flagship 2 and flagship 3 as well. Now, I completely understand that because आप लोगों का boards का priority था, तो maybe some of you would have missed certain lectures. And let me assure you as a first thing that you don't need to worry about it a lot. Okay, you don't need to be in a panic. First of all, you need to be in command of the situation. You should get a grip. आपको पता होना चाहिए that flagship 1 batch के अंदर these are the topics that were covered, and parallel to this certain homework was also given. In flagship 2 and flagship 3 we had done till de Broglie's hypothesis. ठीक है, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle बचा हुआ है. And यहां तक के टॉपिक्स का होमवर्क भी आप लोगों को दिया गया था. ठीक है. Now in this current week, जैसा मैंने आप लोगों को ग्रुप पे भी शेयर करके बताया था, that the regular lecture which is in the morning today as well as on Friday, I will be taking a recap of these topics. You can say till de Broglie's hypothesis. Okay, I will be taking a recap. In the morning 8 AM lecture today as well as Friday ka morning 8 AM lecture. Now, after this, 12 baje, I have kept an extra lecture for flagship 2 and flagship 3, in which I will be resuming from Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and introducing the quantum mechanical model to them. Now, flagship 1 students, those who do want to take a revision, can sit in that as well. Okay, that's not a problem. The link actually remains the same. ठीक है, आप लोग notice कर रहे होगे over time that I have been sharing the same link only. So the link for the lecture would remain the same only. It's a recurring link, yes. So those who want to, and it will be again 1.5 hour duration only. So it will be from 12 till 1:30. This is the way in which we are going to proceed. Now, as for some students, ठीक है, who are comfortable, जिन्होंने पहले के सारे लेक्चर्स अटेंड करे हैं, रिवीजन करा है, होमवर्क अटेम्प्ट किया है, राइट, एंड दे आर looking at doing something extra. They are not really looking at replicating all this effort again, because unke liye it will be just a duplication. So for those students, I would advise them to attempt these DPPs. I'll be sharing these DPPs over the group. Okay. Now these DPPs can be attempted. जैसे 13th वाला तो आई थिंक मैंने शेयर कर दिया था, बट मैं ये आगे का 14 से 18 तक के जो DPPs हैं, राइट, ये आप लोग टाइम्ड मैनर में अटेम्प्ट करो. ठीक है, उस पर टाइमिंग लिखा हुआ है दैट इतने टाइम के अंदर, गिवन द फैक्ट कि आपने रिवीजन करा हुआ है, आप ब्रश्ड अप हो, आप ये अटेम्प्ट करो. एंड देन आई हैव मार्क्ड सम गुड क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द बुकलेट बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट वी हैव स्टडीड टिल नाउ. So you can take a shot at these. These are difficult questions. They aren't easy questions. They require you to have a really good grip over what we have studied in these subtopics. Okay, DPP stands for daily practice problems, which we don't do daily as such, but expertise attainer is a section in the booklet. जैसे फाउंडेशन बिल्डर ऑब्जेक्टिव, फाउंडेशन बिल्डर सब्जेक्टिव है, तो उसके बाद में towards the end of the chapter there is this section called as expertise attainer, which is more like a difficult section and only meant for students who are looking at answering challenging questions. ठीक है, इनमें से जैसे ये 1 2 3 4 5 6 क्वेश्चंस मैंने दिए हैं, आप 2-3 भी कर लो तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. ठीक है, इट विल बी अ रियली गुड अचीवमेंट गिवन दैट कि हम लोग अभी स्टार्ट ही करें. ठीक है, बट जस्ट टू कीप दोज ब्राइटर स्टूडेंट्स, लाइक जिनको ये रहता है कि सर मतलब आप प्लीज हमारा टाइम मत वेस्ट करो, तो उनके लिए मैंने अलग से रखा हुआ है. ठीक है, एंड दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच is a mix of crowd in front of me. So accordingly, ठीक है, make a judgment, and I will quickly reiterate how we are going to proceed. In the morning session, that is today at 8 a.m. and Friday 8 a.m. I am going to take a recap. Okay, I am going to take you through the notes of these subtopics and in parallel solve some questions with you so as to help you understand कि इनका application कैसा था. ठीक है. Apart from this, I am going to ठीक है, I am going to also take extra sessions on Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. which will be covering the topics of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and introduction to the quantum mechanical model. This is especially for flagship 2 and flagship 3 batch, so that they are going to come at par with flagship 1 by this weekend. Once that is done, from next week onwards, ठीक है, so I'm assuming कि next week भी अपना class Monday या Wednesday को होगा, then we are going to start off from the next subtopics. ठीक है, ये जो क्वांटम मैकेनिकल मॉडल है, इसी के आगे के सब टॉपिक्स का डिस्कशन करेंगे, ठीक है। अच्छा, हैविंग सेड दिस, हाँ man, so having said this, now also keep in mind that I have been consistently sharing with everyone on the group the recordings of previous lectures, the notes, ठीक है, as well as any other study material that I have been giving. Now, what I have noticed is that some students, they just have those notes and recordings lying in their WhatsApp group only. They don't archive them properly. Okay, so at an individual level, I would request you to keep an archive of the lectures as well as the PDFs, the notes that I'm sharing with you. ठीक है, मैंने जो आपको रिकॉर्डिंग्स भेजी हैं, अभी जैसे कई बच्चे ऐसे स्क्रैम्बल करते रहते हैं कि सर वो रिकॉर्डिंग कहाँ है, सर वो नोट्स कहाँ है, ये रिकॉर्डिंग भेज सकता है कोई, वो रिकॉर्डिंग भेज सकता है, वो नोट्स भेज सकता है। तो आपको जब भेजा जाता है ना, मान लो आप उस दिन नहीं अटेंड कर पाए लेक्चर, तो आप उस लेक्चर की रिकॉर्डिंग को सेव करके रखो ना, एक फोल्डर बना के रखो अपने लोकल डेस्कटॉप में, नोट्स को रखो एक प्रॉपर ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैनर में, सो दैट यू हैव अ ग्रिप ऑफ क्या क्या दिया गया है, क्या क्या हमारे पास होना चाहिए, ठीक है। All right, so I hope everyone is clear regarding this. अब अगर before I start, if anyone has an important doubt, तो फटाफट शेयर कर दो, और you can raise your hand also, you can speak as well. हाँ, बुक्स का मैं बताऊंगा, बुक्स का देखो अभी धीरे धीरे सेटल होने दो प्रोसेस को, ठीक है, कहीं भागे नहीं जा रहे हम लोग। आई विल टेल यू द बुक्स विच वी नीड टू रेफर। हाँ, बोलो गौरव।
Sir, actually, I had a doubt in when we did the cathode ray tube experiment the setup, there were like a few modifications we did, right? Sir, in that one of the modifications was when we put a paddle between the electrodes and then it starts to move because of the mechanical movement, right?
हाँ हाँ, एक मिनट रुक जाओ गौरव, मैं जो ये टॉपिक से रिलेटेड डाउट्स है ना, वो तो अभी हम जब टॉपिक स्टार्ट करेंगे तब अपन डिस्कस
Okay,
करेंगे।
sir.
मैं जस्ट अभी वैसे डाउट्स का पूछना चाह रहा था, इफ लाइक समबडी isn't able to understand और comprehend कि मैंने कैसे बताया कि ये वीक हम लोग
Okay,
क्या
sir.
करेंगे, कैसे करेंगे, ठीक है। विनायक।
सर आई वाज आस्किंग एट द पेस हम लोग को कितने नोटबुक्स बनाने हैं केमिस्ट्री के?
हाँ हाँ, सो जैसे मैंने आप लोगों को स्टार्टिंग में भी बताया था दैट एक तो आपकी रहेगी फेयर नोटबुक, जिसमें आप लोग जो भी मैं यहाँ पे पढ़ाता हूँ, जिसका पीडीएफ मैं आपको शेयर करता हूँ, ठीक है, वो आप नोट्स उस फेयर नोटबुक में कॉपी करोगे, ठीक है। एंड उसमें नोट्स कॉपी करते वक्त जो भी एग्जाम्पल्स मैं कराऊंगा क्लास में, उनको रीसॉल्व करते हुए नोट डाउन करोगे, ठीक है, ऐसे नहीं कि बस ब्लाइंडली कॉपी कर दिया। सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वन फेयर नोटबुक फॉर क्लास नोट्स, क्लास वर्क। देन एक दूसरा आपका रफ नोटबुक रहेगा, यू कैन से, ठीक है, विच विल बी मोर ऑफ समथिंग जिसमें आप जो भी होमवर्क मैं आपको दूंगा बुकलेट से क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, डीपीपी से करने के लिए, या अभी थोड़ा आगे जाके मैं असाइनमेंट्स भी देना शुरू करूंगा आपको, ठीक है, बुक्स में से, तो उनको आप रफ में प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो आपका रफ हो जाएगा। एंड जब आप वो क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व करते जाओगे, ठीक है, अलग से करना उनको, सेम नोटबुक में मत कर देना जिसमें क्लास का काम किया है, अलग से करना उनको, ताकि वो अलग ही रहे। अब उसमें से मान लो मैंने आपको 10 क्वेश्चन दिए, तो 10 में से ऐसा होगा कि रिपीटेशन भी होगा, कुछ क्वेश्चंस इजी भी होंगे, बट 2-3 क्वेश्चन ऐसे होंगे जो अच्छे होंगे, तो उन अच्छे क्वेश्चंस को आप स्टार मार्क करके रखोगे, ठीक है, और उनको आप एक थर्ड नोटबुक में एज अ शॉर्टलिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ऑफ दैट चैप्टर बनाना शुरू करोगे, ताकि जब एंड हो इस चैप्टर का तो आपके पास में एक क्वेश्चन बैंक तैयार हो जाए, कलेक्शन तैयार हो जाए कि इस एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर चैप्टर के कुछ ये 50, 60, 70 अच्छे क्वेश्चंस थे जिसमें मुझे डाउट आए थे या सर ने बोला था कि अच्छे क्वेश्चन हैं, और इनको बाद में रिवाइज करने पर मेरा टॉपिक का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग का रिवीजन भी हो जाएगा. इज दैट क्लियर विनायक?
यस सर, थैंक यू.
हाँ, बोलो आर्यवीर. हाँ, तुम्हारी आवाज थोड़ी लो है, थोड़ा तेज बोलो.
सर अभी आ रही है?
कम है थोड़ी, बट स्टिल थोड़ा बोलो. और
सर एक और डिवाइस से मैं ज्वाइन हूँ, उससे रेज हैंड करता हूँ, वो अनम्यूट कर दीजिए.
ठीक. हाँ, बोलो विवान.
Sir, could you just repeat when the extra classes are and what are we going to cover in them?
हाँ, so I'll just quickly reiterate. The extra classes are from 12 to 1:30 p.m. today, Friday and Sunday, and we are going to study Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and उसके आगे का quantum mechanical model का सब topics. ठीक है. हाँ, बोलो देवांशी.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask that NCERT and the booklet which is given by PACE, so most of the theory remains the same. So, sir, can we just give a reading through the booklet and actually do it from the NCERT, or we actually need to do like 100% both from NCERT and the booklet?
You just have to read them. ठीक है, you don't have to make any notes out of them. It is just a quick read. ठीक है, it hardly takes some time. जैसे for example, if I would ask you to say read this NCERT homework, it will not take more than half an hour for you to read through it. क्योंकि ये मैं आपको रीडिंग जब करने को बोलता हूँ, राइट, जब हम लोग क्लास में ऑलरेडी समझ चुके होते हैं. ठीक है, सो देन इट बिकम्स मच फास्टर फॉर यू. ठीक है, एंड मैं आपको ये एनसीईआरटी की आदत इसलिए डलवा रहा हूँ क्योंकि आगे जाके इनऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में एनसीईआरटी बिकम्स लाइक सुपर इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, फिजिकल में इतना उसका इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं रहता है बिकॉज फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री इज मोर अबाउट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, बट देन इट इज ऑल अबाउट डेवलपिंग दीज हैबिट्स.
Yes, sir. So I was asking about the booklet and the NCERT.
हाँ हाँ, सो आई अंडरस्टूड. आप रीड दोनों को करो. ठीक है, रीड दोनों को करो. थोड़ा सा डुप्लीकेशन रहेगा एफर्ट का उसमें, बट it will help you actually get a good sense of key points that are there in these subtopics.
Okay, sir.
Then Tejasvi.
Sir, sir, just now you mentioned something about notebooks. Could you repeat it? The audio got cut off, so I couldn't fully hear.
हाँ, so notebooks में मैंने वही बताया था कि जब हम लोग डे टू डे अपना लेक्चर्स कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं तो एट अ स्टूडेंट लेवल आप लोगों को किस तरीके से नोटबुक्स मेंटेन करने चाहिए. ठीक है, यू शुड हैव वन नोटबुक विच इज फॉर द क्लास वर्क. दैट इज जो भी मैंने आपको नोट्स दिए हैं, राइट, उनको आपको रेप्लिकेट करना है उस फेयर नोटबुक में, एंड जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स क्लास में कर रहे हैं उनको रिसॉल्व करना है उसी के अंदर. ठीक है, देन जो भी होमवर्क मैं देता हूँ, होमवर्क, असाइनमेंट, क्वेश्चंस, ये आपको एक दूसरे नोटबुक में करने रहेंगे. डोंट मिक्स इट विद द क्लास नोट्स. डू इट इन अ सेपरेट नोटबुक एंड डू इट मोर लाइक इन अ रफ मैनर ओनली. ठीक है, डोंट डू इट लाइक somebody is going to check your working and all of that. ठीक है, that's why I'm calling that second notebook as a more of a rough notebook because you need to do a lot of problems as we go along. ठीक है, now once that is done, then अब उसमें से कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस होंगे जो आपके डाउट रहेंगे, जिनमें आपको मैंने बताया, मैं क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करते रहते बताऊंगा ये अच्छा क्वेश्चन था. तो शॉर्ट लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस बनता चला जाएगा फ्रॉम द होमवर्क दैट आई वुड हैव गिवन यू. ठीक है, फ्रॉम द बुकलेट, फ्रॉम असाइनमेंट्स, इनफैक्ट समटाइम्स यू विल गोइंग टू गिव टेस्ट्स, तो उसमें भी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. तो उन क्वेश्चंस को, ठीक है, शॉर्टलिस्ट करने के बाद में उनके सॉल्यूशंस को आप अच्छे से कोलेट करके थर्ड नोटबुक में रखोगे. ठीक है, विच विल बी अ नोटबुक फॉर रिविजन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग। ठीक है, फर्स्ट नोटबुक से तो थ्योरी का रिवीजन हो जाएगा और थर्ड नोटबुक से प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग का रिवीजन हो जाएगा। ठीक है, हाँ मनन।
सर वो एक्सपर्टीज अटेनर वाला सेक्शन कर लिया तो आप एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन दे सकते हैं क्या?
एक्सपर्टीज अटेनर वाला सेक्शन कर लिया तो
आप और क्वेश्चन दे सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल।
सर तो कब मतलब दे देंगे आप ग्रुप पे प्लीज?
हाँ हाँ, ऐसा करो तुम, मुझे थोड़ा सा टाइम दो। ठीक है, आई विल शेयर मोर असाइनमेंट्स।
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
ठीक, देन हाँ बोलो फटाफट आरवी।
हाँ सर। सर हम लोग फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री पढ़ रहे हैं अभी, तो सर फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री का एक चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, फिर इनऑर्गेनिक चालू होगा, फिर ऑर्गेनिक चालू होगा, या तीन अलग अलग टीचर तीनों टाइप के तीनों केमिस्ट्री के सब टॉपिक्स मतलब एक साथ चालू कर देंगे थोड़े दिनों बाद?
अभी देखो, फिजिकल के 1-2 चैप्टर होंगे, फिर इनऑर्गेनिक का चैप्टर आएगा। ठीक है, पीरियोडिक प्रॉपर्टीज, बॉन्डिंग, फिर फिजिकल के चैप्टर होंगे। देन अभी आज से 3-4 महीने बाद आप मान के चलो फिर पैरेलल ट्रैक शुरू हो जाएंगे। तो उसमें आपका ऑर्गेनिक स्टार्ट हो जाएगा और ऑर्गेनिक का पैरेलल ट्रैक चलेगा, वो थ्रू आउट
मतलब
चलेगा।
ऑर्गेनिक चलते रहेगा ना सर?
हाँ, वो थ्रू आउट एंड तक चलता रहेगा।
ठीक है सर। सर और अभी से नहीं होगा, मतलब 3-4 महीने बाद से ही होगा?
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
ठीक है।
ठीक है, हाँ बोलो ध्रुव।
Sir, I wanted to ask that there are like some of us who have not seen all videos. So, sir, after you do this revision with us today and on Friday, so should we again go through the videos, or this explanation which you're doing now will be good enough?
Well, the explanation is going to be a recap, and
Yes, sir.
it will be with a perspective that students have at least seen those lectures or made notes. ठीक है, for someone who is sitting absolutely blank, right, जिन्होंने दोनों में कुछ भी नहीं देखा है, तो then for those students it might not be something which will be, you can say, an apt method, because
Yes, sir.
what you are asking is कि सर मैं तो अटेंड कर नहीं पाया क्लास, तो आप दोबारा पढ़ा दो, राइट? तो वो दोबारा पढ़ाने का जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है, दैट रिक्वायर्स टाइम, राइट?
Yes, sir.
दैट इज वेयर आई एम ऑफ दिस ओपिनियन दैट अगर आप एक बार रिकॉर्डिंग्स देख लोगे, नोट्स बना लोगे, राइट, देन द रिकैप बिकम्स हेल्पफुल टू यू। ठीक है, सो रिकैप मैं आज भी कर रहा हूं और फ्राइडे को भी करूंगा।
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, एंड जो एक्स्ट्रा सेशन है 12 बजे आज, उसमें आई विल बी रेज्यूमिंग विद हाइजेनबर्ग्स अनसर्टेनिटी प्रिंसिपल एंड सब्सिक्वेंट सब टॉपिक्स। ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
primarily for flagship 2 and flagship 3 students, but yes, flagship 1 students are also welcome to attend for revisions.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
all right, चलो अभी के लिए इतने डाउट्स आई थिंक काफी हैं। लेट्स स्टार्ट विद आवर डिस्कशन, स्टार्ट विद आवर सेशन। हाँ, संडे का जो क्लास का टाइम है वो मैंने आपको मेंशन किया था। आई थिंक संडे वाला मैंने आपको, लेट मी जस्ट कंफर्म, शायद 10 बजे का टाइम दिया था। एक मिनट, लेट मी जस्ट डबल चेक। वेडनेसडे फ्राइडे तो 12 बजे है फॉर श्योर। हाँ, संडे एक्चुअली 10 AM है। यस, ठीक। All right, so now हाँ, अब यहाँ पे आप नोटिस करना, हाँ, संडे 10 AM to 11:30 AM। अच्छा, आप कह रहे हो 8 से 10 लेक्चर है फिजिक्स का। हाँ, तो ठीक है, 10:30 कर लेते हैं। आई विल डू इट 10:30, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है, हाँ हाँ, ये मैं आपको भेजूंगा ग्रुप पे. राइट, सो लेट मी एक बार वापस से just quickly tell for those students who have missed lectures, ठीक है, who are not able to attend the lectures because of some reason, please ensure that you have the recordings with you. You are watching those recordings and making the notes, so that these recap lectures are something which are useful to you. You can ask your doubts and clear them out. ठीक है, एंड अगर आपने लास्ट के, ठीक है, लास्ट के टॉपिक्स मिस करे हैं, ठीक है, हाइजेनबर्ग्स अनसर्टेनिटी प्रिंसिपल और उसके आगे के टॉपिक्स मिस करे हैं, तो आप आज 12 बजे बैठना, ठीक है, मैं यहाँ से पढ़ाऊंगा, लाइक एकदम स्क्रैच से पढ़ाऊंगा, so you can attend those lectures for Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and the subsequent subtopics. ठीक है, all right, so now let's talk about this first one. ठीक है, the first subtopic which was about discovery of these subatomic particles and earlier models of atom. ठीक है, now this is something which if I just quickly take you through the lectures, ठीक है, हम लोगों ने हाँ ऐसे डाल्टन्स थ्योरी के बारे में बात किया था, and we talked about these cathode ray tube experiment. ठीक है, Dalton's postulates was something which was pretty simple, trying to negate what they had said. Then cathode ray tube experiment मैंने आपको बताया था that this is a setup, and we observed that upon having low pressure in this vessel and a high voltage, a green glow was observed, which was due to cathode rays, which was due to electrons traveling from cathode side towards anode side, and when they strike the glass wall, they presented that green glow, right? And certain modifications were done in order to study it, right? Now most of these are something which you have done in your junior classes, तो इनके बारे में बेसिक आइडिया आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया था उस टाइम पर. हम लोग उस टाइम पे डिटेल में टाइम स्पेंड करके इनको डिस्कस भी कर रहे थे. एंड हाँ, आई रिमेम्बर गौरव का इसमें डाउट था. अभी आप बताओ गौरव, व्हाट वाज दैट डाउट दैट यू हैड इन माइंड?
Yes, sir. Sir, so when we say that the paddle went under mechanical motion, we say that the cathode ray tube had a particles, like they were particles which were traveling at high speeds, right?
हाँ हाँ.
Sir, but in the quantum mechanical model, we are like considering electron waves and not particles, sir. So then, does electron wave also like prove this, or does using the concept of electron wave prove this observation?
हाँ हाँ. So आप यहाँ पे समझने की कोशिश करो that when we studied the aspect of dual nature, ठीक है, be it dual nature of radiation or dual nature of matter, right? What we understood was that certain properties or certain behavior shown by say radiations or say subatomic particles is explained by their particle behavior, and certain observations get explained by their wave behavior.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's say if I talk about experiments which are say even used by NASA, right? So for example, NASA का जो ये Voyager mission था, उसमें the concept was that the radiation coming from the sun would be driving, ठीक है, or in fact there are projects which are designed by NASA जिसमें they say that the radiations are going to drive the say rocket or the device, जिसको हम लोग हाँ right solar sails भी बोलते हैं, तो उसमें कैसा है, they are utilizing the thought process of the radiation in form of its particle nature, the photons coming and striking and providing that momentum to move
Yes, sir.
the sails. ठीक है, so यहाँ पर भी that concept was understood कि mechanical motion करा जा रहा है, तो maybe these electrons.
Sir, so like like with the observation our thinking changes, or we choose the theory which makes makes the observation more significantly easier to understand.
Exactly. So that is what the path breaking understanding was, that in order to understand things, what we need to realize is that there is dual nature.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that is the reality. And especially it becomes very significant at a small scale.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, all right. So ये वाला जो part था, हाँ, इसमें और किसी को कुछ डाउट है? हाँ, बोलो मानव.
Good morning, sir. So in the parallel experiment, will the green glow of the electrons be seen?
हाँ, so in fact रहेगा ना, the green glow was because of striking the glass walls.
हाँ.
तो वो तो strike कर रहे होंगे ना.
So it should be seen then.
हाँ हाँ, you will see that.
And so the motion is caused due to the momentum transfer or due to heating differences on both sides?
That was, yes. So that was understood later, that when the calculations were done, that the electrons, their mass, their momentum, and it was found out that it isn't capable of doing this kind of mechanical motion.
Okay.
Okay, then it was understood that it wasn't because of that momentum transfer, rather the heating or the temperature gradient that happened across the paddle wheels. एक तरफ जहाँ पे electrons strike कर रहे थे, वहाँ पे temperature बढ़ गया, whereas on the other side the temperature was lesser, and that caused this motion of the paddle wheels.
Okay, sir.
That was understood much later.
Fine. Thank you.
हाँ. Then बोलो Sharvin.
So the green glow was because of the striking of electrons on the glass, right?
हाँ, the cathode rays themselves don't have any color. In fact, यही चीज हम लोगों ने next lecture में भी discuss किया था. So let me quickly take you to that as well. ठीक है, एक मिनट, I think बीच में रह गया एक. हाँ, ठीक है, इस टाइम पे मैंने बताया भी था आपको that जो ग्रीन ग्लो था वो था because of the cathode rays striking the glass tube. ठीक है, the cathode rays themselves don't have any color.
So the cathode rays were also hitting that paddle, right? So it should also produce a green effect on that paddle, which was moving.
नहीं, वो सब्सटेंस टू सब्सटेंस डिपेंड करता है. जैसे इनफैक्ट वो जो पैडल व्हील था उस पे स्ट्राइक करने पर एक्चुअली पिंकिश कलर दिखता है. मतलब आप जैसे यहाँ पे देखोगे ना, कैन यू नोटिस दिस पिंकिश ग्लो?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ये एक्चुअली रिफ्लेक्शन है. तो यहाँ से जब कैथोड रेज आ रही हैं, कैथोड रेज तो इनविजिबल है, ठीक है, वो नहीं दिखती है. वो रेज जब ग्लास वॉल पे स्ट्राइक कर रही है तो वहां पे ग्रीन ग्रीन सा ग्लो दिख रहा है. ठीक है, वही कैथोड रेज जब यहाँ पर ये मेटल ऑब्जेक्ट पे स्ट्राइक कर रही थी, ठीक है, तो वहां पर पिंकिश सा ग्लो दिख रहा था, जो कि एज अ रिफ्लेक्शन यू कैन सी हियर.
Yes.
ठीक है. हाँ, ठीक है. सो ये इनिशियल एक्सपेरिमेंट्स था. ठीक है, इसमें जस्ट एज अ क्विक सेंस चेक फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ यू, एनोड रेज are made up of what? Anode rays aren't made up of protons. ठीक है, ये हम लोगों ने उस टाइम पे भी डिस्कस किया था. They are made up of positively charged gaseous ions. ठीक है, and we also discussed how these positively charged gaseous ions were there in the setup. And this pink glow, as you were to see in this image, this was because of the anode rays. ठीक है, हाँ देवांशी आपका कुछ डाउट है?
Sir, I was saying that the green glow, we can also coat the glass wall with a fluorescent material, right? So
Yeah, that will help enhance that glow.
okay, so sir, even if we don't put any coating, we will still observe the green glow.
Yeah, but you would need a dark room.
Okay, so sir, how is that green color coming?
Right, so जैसे अपन ने बोर्स मॉडल पढ़ा है अभी,
हाँ.
राइट, तो उसमें आपने नोटिस किया दैट जब एक एटम के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एक्साइट डी एक्साइट होते हैं तो दे एमिट रेडिएशंस, राइट. So maybe what was happening was that the electrons, they were striking the glass atoms, and as a consequence जो glass atom के electrons हैं they got excited because of the incoming energy.
Yes.
Right, once they get excited, they don't want to be in that excited state for long. They want to de-excite back to their ground states.
So they emit that radiation, which is probably of a green color.
Correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
ठीक है, हाँ बोलो तौसीफ.
सर कैसे ये बता सकते हैं क्या कि ये gaseous ions, how did the gaseous ions come in the tube?
हाँ, सो ये अपन ने कैसे बताया था कि स्टार्टिंग में ट्यूब के अंदर नेचुरली देयर आर वेरी टाइनी फ्रैक्शन ऑफ gaseous ions that are there, because that sample would have been exposed to radiation.
Yes, sir.
अब जैसे ही आपने ये यहाँ पर हाई पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अप्लाई करा तो वो जो आयंस थे वो ऑपोजिट चार्ज प्लेट की तरफ बहुत हाई स्पीड्स में मूव करने लग गए, एंड देन दे स्ट्रक द अदर एटम्स और उनमें से इलेक्ट्रॉन रिजेक्ट करके और आयंस बना दिए. फिर वो और आयंस और स्पीड से मूव करके और आयंस बनाएंगे. चेन रिएक्शन विल हैपन एंड यू विल गेट अ लॉट ऑफ पॉजिटिवली चार्ज्ड gaseous ions. That is what makes up these anode rays.
Sir, so there is not vacuum in this tube?
हाँ, अगर देखो आप वैक्यूम ट्यूब वाला एग्जांपल लेते हो तो उसमें गैशियस आयंस प्रेजेंट नहीं रहते हैं. ठीक है, दैट इज समथिंग जिसमें लाइक जो मटेरियल ऑफ कैथोड है, ठीक है, जो कैथोड होगा, मान लो नेगेटिवली चार्ज जो प्लेट है उसको हम कैथोड बोलते हैं. ठीक है, इसको आप हीट अप कर देते हो. हीट अप करने पे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इजेक्ट हो जाते हैं और जो पॉजिटिव एटम्स हैं वो तो यहीं के यहीं प्लेट पर ही रह गए ना.
हाँ सर.
ठीक है, और वो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ट्रैवल करते हैं दूसरी साइड एज कैथोड रेज.
ओके सर.
ठीक है, हाँ बोलो सौमिल.
Sir, anode rays are also colorless, right?
नहीं, एनोड रेज एक्चुअली आर बिकॉज मेड अप ऑफ गैशियस आयंस. ठीक है, तो अब मान लो कोई गैस थी, उसके अंदर 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन है. ठीक है, उस एटम के अंदर 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन है और एक आध इजेक्ट हो गया, बट बाकी बचे जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं वो तो एक्साइट डी एक्साइट कर सकते हैं ना.
Yes, sir.
तो उनकी वजह से पिंकिश ग्लो आता है.
Sir, so the color depends on the gas which is present inside the tube.
Well, not much. Like we didn't see different colors for different gases. Okay, if that would have been the case, we would have also done that understanding. Okay, more or less what we found was different gases जो हम use कर रहे हैं उनमें broadly यही color दिख रहा है.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, अच्छा. So this was something. हाँ, कैथोड को परफोरेट इसलिए किया गया था ताकि वो यहाँ पर ऐसे अलग से आपको क्लीनली दिखे. ठीक है, एनोड रेज जो है वो क्लीनली यहाँ पे आपको दिख जाए. ओके, देन हम लोगों ने ये मिलिकन का एक्सपेरिमेंट ऑब्जर्व किया था व्हिच हेल्प्ड अस टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ क्वांटाइजेशन ऑफ चार्ज, राइट, दैट एट अ स्मॉल स्केल चार्ज इज समथिंग व्हिच एग्जिस्ट्स ओनली इन एज अ मल्टीपल ऑफ 1.6 into 10 raised to the power of -19 coulombs. ठीक है, ये वाला कॉन्सेप्ट भी हम लोगों ने एज एन इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट ग्रास्प किया था. एंड बिकॉज वी न्यू द चार्ज अपॉन मास रेशियो फ्रॉम थॉमसन्स एक्सपेरिमेंट्स प्रीवियसली, वी गॉट टू नो द मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एज वेल. ठीक है, एंड देन वी समराइज द charge of electrons, protons and neutrons and their mass as well in this table, and make sure that we remember these values. ठीक है, हाँ इसमें किसी को कुछ डाउट है? ओके, बोलो प्रकाश.
Sir, I had a doubt in that anode ray experiment.
बोलो फटाफट.
Sir, if we remove the potential difference, will the pink glow diminish?
हाँ, मतलब आप पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस नहीं अप्लाई करोगे तो फिर यहाँ पे ये सब जो पूरा इंटायर प्रोसेस हो रहा है वो होगा कैसे?
Okay, sir. So we can say that the electrons get back into their atom. Like,
नहीं, so you aren't able to provide the energy for them to move around.
yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो eventually then everything is going to fizzle off. ठीक है,
Okay, sir.
given time, like it is possible that the positive charge particles and the negative charge particles might also combine with each other.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ, बोलो अभिमन्यु.
Sir, the charge by mass ratio of a proton, sir, it is dependent upon which gas here, sir, for which the value is 9.57 into 10 raised to 4 coulombs per gram.
So that is something which would be a value that you can calculate for different gases, right? जो charge by mass ratio था anode rays का, वो different gas का different values आ रहा था.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now,
sir, which gas in particular was taken here, sir, to receive this value?
नहीं, so मैं बताता हूँ आपको. अब different gases लिए, right? और उनका different values of Q by M values आने लगे.
Yes, sir.
अब उनमें से जो maximum value था उसको नोटिस करा. मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्यों नोटिस करा? बिकॉज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू वुड करस्पॉन्ड टू द लोएस्ट डिनोमिनेटर.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The least massive one, right? And let's say if you have multiple values of Q by M in front of you, and उसमें आप ढूंढना चाह रहे हो that what would be the building block, what will be the fundamental, positive charge which will be responsible for this Q by M value. तो आप उसमें से lightest particle जिसका मास सबसे छोटा उसकी खोज करना चाहोगे, and lightest particle मतलब उसका Q by M सबसे ज्यादा आएगा.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that was something which was found for hydrogen gas.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And उस टाइम पे फिर उसको proton नहीं बोला था. The proton word got coined much later. But yes, they kind of understood that inside the atom there is positively charged particle and there is negatively charged particle. Okay, and by doing this experiment, they are able to separate them together from each other.
Yes.
Okay. हाँ मानव.
So for anode rays,
right,
the electrons which are coming and ionizing the gas molecules, won't the gas molecules become negatively charged then?
No, when the gas ions are getting, or you can say gas atoms are getting ionized by other gas ions. Okay, gas ions moved at high speed, struck the other gas atoms and ejected electrons out of them.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, so the pink glow will be the same, only the Q by M value will change for different gases.
Sorry, pink glow is what?
The pink glow will remain the same, or will it also change since the Q by M value is changing?
No, so pink glow is something which we found for different gases to be of the same shade only. Maybe some shade here or there, but it was the pink glow only that was found for these anode rays.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
हाँ, बोलो अनुश्री.
So,
हाँ.
so in the anode ray experiment, in the table written that protons are not anode ray particles. Then what exactly are protons?
Sorry, दोबारा बोलो.
In the table which is down, it said that protons are not anode ray particles. Then what exactly are protons? Like if electrons are cathode ray particles, then
And the anode ray particles are gaseous ions, positively charged gaseous ion. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
बोलो.
So, so if you assume that I'm doing that anode ray tube experiment, and I just leave that. Means I saw the purple glow, and I just leave the setup like that. So at a particular point of time, so all the gas particles will get ionized, and the purple glow will ultimately go. Means it will diminish, right? After a
Yeah.
long period of time.
Yeah.
So okay, sir. So I thought it will not at all diminish because
नहीं नहीं
okay.
ठीक है. हाँ, अभी एक मिलिकन ऑयल ड्रॉप एक्सपेरिमेंट में किसी को कुछ डाउट है? ठीक है, देखो क्योंकि ऐसे अदरवाइज डाउट्स का तो एंड कभी होगा ही नहीं. चलते रहेंगे छोटे छोटे. हाँ, बोलो आदित्य.
So the cathode ray, the fluorescence is produced when they strike the the surface of the glass. So, but for the anode rays, is it because of the striking or is it their color only?
It is because of the atoms. They are themselves colliding with each other, producing those ions. ना, तो वहीं पे भी collisions हो रहे हैं, which causes the excitation, de-excitation of electrons in the glass atoms, in the gas atoms.
Okay, sir.
Right, and that is where there the glow is also seen.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
हाँ अक्षत.
So, book में ना exactly बताया नहीं है how the neutrons were discovered. मतलब ये they just said that there was a need of neutrons.
हाँ, so it was later around 1930s में during radioactivity experiments that James Chadwick, when he bombarded a thin sheet of beryllium,
The carbon was formed.
Then in that experiment, he found out that a strange particle was getting ejected, which was then found out to be neutron.
Okay, so
ठीक है,
thank
but
you.
उसका ऐसा इतना डेप्थ में जाने का अपने को जरूरत है नहीं. ठीक है, more interested, we are more interested in understanding the structure or the model of the atoms. ठीक है. All right, then mass spectrometry, Lakshmi, आप बस इतना ध्यान रखो that it is a technique which helps us in getting Q by M value of small particles. ठीक है, it uses electric field and magnetic field to study a particle and then get a Q by M value of it. That's it. Otherwise, आप जैसे आगे पढ़ोगे भी सही, मतलब when you are in say in engineering or if you are doing your masters, then you might even get a chance to use this device to measure the Q by M values of these small particles. ठीक है. All right, then after this, यहाँ पर आप नोटिस करना थॉमसन्स मॉडल के बारे में हमने बात करी थी, and we also talked about how Rutherford's model discarded Thomson's model, right? The observation number 2 and observation number 3 of alpha particles getting scattered by the thin foil at small angles or large angles was something which completely discredited Thomson's model, and based on which Rutherford presented a new model in which he introduced the concept of nucleus, a very small, dense, positively charged region at the center with electron revolving around it. Right? So this was something which we studied as part of understanding how the positive and negatively charged particles inside the atom are going to be structured. ठीक है. हाँ, इसमें किसी को डाउट है? बोलो देवांशी.
So gold is an expensive metal, but still they use this in the experiment. So sir, is it because it's a noble metal and it won't react? There are less chances of any like reaction because otherwise any other metal might get oxidized or.
Anyways, they would do this experiment in a controlled setup only. Like they would not want other gas atoms to be present inside and interfere with it. Okay. The other reason would be the fact that like gold is a metal that can be, like beaten into these very very thin sheets. हाँ, malleability बोलते हैं जिसको. हाँ, बोलो अंकित.
Sir, I had a doubt in the question you gave about the Rutherford experiment that by students.
Right. मैं आ जाता हूँ उस पर. Give me just one moment. हाँ.
Yes, sir. Sir, I read in a book that the number of alpha particles is proportional to the square of the foil atom charge. So,
Magnitude of, अच्छा इसका आप कह रहे हो कि Q square के proportional है.
yes, sir. I read that, and in Wikipedia it also says that it's square.
ठीक है, मतलब it's not a like big concern. मैं एक बार double check कर लूँगा. The objective was to help you understand.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, कि if let's say certain question like this comes in front of you,
yes, sir,
then you have to comprehend that information then and there, and based on that, okay, try and answer the question. क्योंकि as such Rutherford model की calculations aren't something which you will find in general in JEE preparation books.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but I wanted to show this as an extra piece of information to help you understand कि कई बार passage type question भी आते हैं JEE में. Okay, passage type questions में कैसा रहता है? They might give you the information then and there itself, and then ask you to think on the spot and give the answer.
Okay, sir.
To help you familiarize with that process.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
हाँ. बोलो मानव.
So in the gold foil scattering experiment, if J.J. Thomson's model is true, the alpha particles would have been reflected through large angles, right? Because of light
नहीं.
charges repelled.
नहीं. So Thomson's model was saying that the positive charge is diffused.
Okay.
It is not compact, it is diffused. So for example, let's say you have water molecules, right?
Yeah.
And they are diffused when they are in form of a cloud.
Okay.
Right? Versus that water molecules, they are condensed when they are, let's say together in form of a raindrop.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say if you were throwing a particle through the cloud, it will travel without any problem, like without much deflection.
Yeah.
Right? But let's say if you throw it through a condensed material, then it will face significant resistance. It might even deflect.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Thomson's model में ऐसा कुछ नहीं था to support the deflection of particles. Even the embedded electrons weren't capable of doing that because they were much less in terms of their mass as compared to what the alpha particles had. So at best, it could happen that alpha particles could eject those electrons from the atoms, ionize the atoms, eject those electrons, and not get deflected much. ठीक है, जो large angle deflection था वो तो बिल्कुल भी explain नहीं होता था from Thomson's model.
Okay, sir. And so the alpha particles were positively charged, so why couldn't they attract and take away any electrons from the gold foil?
हाँ, they could ionize ना. It is not something which is not happening. मतलब the thing was that it was a thin metal foil only.
Okay.
However, it is a possibility that the electrons could have been ejected from those atoms as well.
Fine, sir.
हाँ, बोलो विवान.
So, in like when we are doing this, you had told us that the main reason for Rutherford's experiment being rejected was that it doesn't justify the electrons moving and not losing energy. But when we had done it like in school, our teacher had also told us about how it didn't justify something about like the beta decay and like there are like 2-3 reasons alongside this why it was rejected. So are those important or is this the main one?
Yeah. So there are other reasons as well, right? But this was the main one which kind of was in the face that, a very important theory, that is a theory of electromagnetism, which presented this statement, which was applicable to Rutherford's model, okay, questioned its stability. That if the electron was revolving around the nucleus, then it should not be, in a stable manner. It should be losing energy continuously and ultimately fall onto the nucleus. But that wasn't really happening. This was the main drawback. There were other drawbacks also, of course, like when you go into the details of it. However, this was the one which I highlighted because when we are going to go from here to Bohr's model, right, we still adopt the same model only, that electron is moving around the nucleus in circular paths, circular orbits. And then how are we able to justify it? How are we able to move ahead with that model? उसके लिए फिर मैंने आपको बीच में theory of light बताया था, right? And this is that theory of light which helped us understand that energy at a small scale is quantized. And this is what Planck's quantum theory said, that at a small scale, what we understood was that energy is quantized. Even these electrons, when they are present around the nucleus, they are present in quantized energy levels, discrete energy levels. As long as they are in those energy levels, they are neither losing or gaining energy. It is only when they jump between these energy levels, they gain or lose energy. And that too in form of photons, like quantized energy levels. ठीक है, हाँ तृप्ति, आपका क्या डाउट है?
Sir, I had doubt in oil drop experiment.
बोलो.
Sir, in the oil drop experiment, the X-rays, like though you have shown in the figure, it is thrown in the upper chamber, but in the video, it was shown that it is there in the lower chamber.
हाँ, मतलब the idea is to ionize the particles.
Yes, sir, that is not an issue. But then when the particles are, it is thrown by an atomizer, so the gravitational force is acting in the upper chamber from the start as itself. But the electrical force is starting to act in the lower chamber, no? So if the oil drops are getting hung, we cannot say that Fe minus Fg is equal to 0.
हाँ, you are right. मतलब you are right by that, because मैंने यहाँ पर drag force का भी part नहीं बताया था आप लोगों को, because it is not something which was quite important for me to highlight over here. So यहाँ पर it was like almost hung mid-air. ठीक है, they kind of moved at a very slow pace, and that is when he was able to do those calculations, keeping in mind the drag force also. ठीक है, तो अगर आप जैसे ऑनलाइन पढ़ोगे, let's say if you want to really look at Millikan's oil drop calculations, तो आपको उसका पेपर मिल जाएगा. You will find that paper, and उसमें apart from these, there is drag force also which needs to be taken into account. ठीक है?
Okay, sir. Fine.
I didn't
So
want
they
to.
were almost hung with a very slow speed.
Correct. Those became the important ones to observe. Those oil droplets.
Okay, sir. I understood.
हाँ. बोलो प्रणय.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you explain how charge is quantized based on Millikan's experiment?
वो तो बस उन्होंने charge on oil droplet measure करा by doing those calculations. ठीक है? And what they found out was that the charge was coming out. जब भी different data points ले रहे थे, तो it was coming out as a multiple of this small value. Right? So they concluded that we are seeing charge as a multiple of this small quantity and not something in between. That means that the smallest unit of charge that is existing is this only. ठीक है? बोलो अभिमन्यु.
Sir, I wanted to ask a doubt from the Rutherford's experiment, sir. Actually, sir, it is given that, sir, the radius of a nucleus is directly proportional to the cube roots of the atomic mass of the atom, sir. Why is this true, sir?
Well, again, when Rutherford and his disciples did a calculation, right, जैसे आपने यहाँ पर अल्फा पार्टिकल्स थ्रो करे, ठीक है?
Yes.
वो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स में से a fraction goes almost without any deflection.
Yes.
That means those alpha particles are significantly, away from the nucleus.
Yes,
and
sir.
Some alpha particles get deflected. That means those alpha particles went close by the nucleus.
Yes, sir.
So kind of doing a calculation of the ratio of how many particles were going closer by the nucleus and how many were going away from the nucleus, they kind of estimated what would be the ratio of the size of the nucleus to the size of the atom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that gave them an idea about what the typical size of atoms should be. And that also was then found because अगर different elements use कर रहे हैं, right? तो उनके atomic number as well as atomic mass पर भी depend कर रहा है.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now I'm not exactly sure whether it was Rutherford who gave that relationship or was it some other scientist who is credited with that relationship. I'm not 100% sure of that.
Yes.
बोलो ऋषभ.
Sir, in the anode ray experiment, sir, how is the intensity of the pink glow affected with the changing Q/m value of different gases?
Well, intensity is more to do with the amount of gas that would be there inside, like how many particles are doing that excitation, de-excitation, and how many photons are getting ejected, right? So it will not just be a function of the type of gas, but also the quantity of gas that might be there as well.
So for both factors together.
Because intensity is related to number of photons, right? So, all right. Then Agamjod, आपका कौन सा question था? Like, is it related to this one? Okay. So after this Rutherford's model, ठीक है, आप लोगों के साथ में then I discussed, ठीक है, in the subsequent lectures, 8 नवंबर के बाद में let me see, उसी में दिखना तो चाहिए था. 8 नवंबर का हो गया ना. 15 नवंबर को हमारा क्लास नहीं था क्या? दिसंबर सीधे बीच में भी होगा एक. दिसंबर को था, नहीं था, सीधे 6 दिसंबर को ही था. चलो ठीक है. तो इसमें हम लोगों ने फिर लाइक ये वेव थ्योरी ऑफ एटम डिस्कस किया था, ठीक है. एंड इस दौरान लाइक ड्यूरिंग दिस पार्ट, लाइक आई नो बहुत सारे डाउट आए थे आप लोगों के, राइट. एंड इस टाइम पे मैंने आपको बोला था दैट यू डोंट नीड टू बॉदर मच अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट्स बिहाइंड व्हाट इज इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन, ठीक है. मैंने आपको सिर्फ इतना बोला था, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हेन वी थिंक ऑफ वेव नेचर ऑफ लाइट, राइट, when we talk about the wave nature of light, we understand that light is electromagnetic radiation and it has got different frequency and wavelength, and together they are called as the electromagnetic spectrum, right? And I had asked you to remember this part. This was the more important part, that what is the electromagnetic spectrum made up of? What are these different types of rays that make up the electromagnetic spectrum? Remember their names in the order of frequency and wavelength, right? Then focus on the visible one. Remember its range from a wavelength perspective, and the colors that are inside it. ठीक है, इतना ही पार्ट आपको ध्यान रखने के लिए बोला था मैंने. And of course the fact that these waves, electromagnetic radiations, they travel with a constant speed, that is the speed of light in vacuum. Okay, these are the more important parts about the wave theory of light. Then we talked about the quantum theory of light, which helped explain these experiments which weren't satisfactorily explained by the wave theory of light, right? And इसमें हम लोगों ने black body radiation का एक ऊपर से superficial understanding develop किया था, that what exactly was black body radiation and what wave theory was saying, but what the experiment was. And then how Max Planck presented the quantum theory to explain the dual nature of radiation, or how energy was quantized at a small scale, right? So this quantum theory of light becomes an important learning. ठीक है, अब इसमें आपको क्या क्या डाउट है? Let me know in the quantum theory of light. Any questions, any concerns? हाँ, बोलो विवान.
So actually, my doubt wasn't pertinent to the current this thing, but I just wanted to ask about like the lectures in general. Is that because I missed a few classes because of our school exams and whatnot, so I'm a bit behind. So I'm not actually up to date with the classes. So I wanted to ask, would it make sense if I join today's extra class, or will I be lost because I'm not close to the Heisenberg what you want to explain today. So that was my doubt.
तो आपके लिए थोड़ा सा चैलेंज रहेगा. What I would advise is that you first please watch the video lectures so that you are covered up at a normal speed what we have done till now, and then only the subsequent topics are going to make sense. ठीक है, हाँ बोलो सौमिल.
Sir, I have a doubt in this quantum theory of light.
बोलो.
Energy of photon is directly proportional to the frequency of the wave.
Correct.
And energy is directly proportional to the intensity also. So indirectly for gamma rays, the intensity of the wave should be higher.
हाँ, so यही वेव थ्योरी ने भी सोचा था. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाई जो लोअर वेवलेंथ है उसके लिए जो वेव थ्योरी का ये ब्लू वाला ग्राफ है वो यही बता रहा था कि ये तो बढ़ता जाना चाहिए.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, बट एक्चुअली दिस वाज व्हाट वाज बीइंग ऑब्जर्व्ड. तो यहाँ से कैसा समझ में आया था देन क्वांटम थ्योरी से, दैट दिस एनर्जी टर्म व्हिच वी आर थिंकिंग इज as per the quantum theory of light is equal to n times hc by lambda.
Oh, so the value of n is less than.
Correct. So it's the
okay,
number of photons which aren't much when it comes to say gamma rays or x rays. That's why the intensity is lesser.
Okay sir, got it sir.
ठीक है, हाँ. Then हाँ बोलो मानव.
So for what Planck established was that energy of a photon is directly proportional to the frequency.
Correct.
So what happens to the energy of the wave of a light wave due to its which is in its amplitude?
Well, okay. Understand आपका जो ये thought process आ रहा है, this is from the perspective, I think आपने sound waves के बारे में पढ़ा होगा.
हाँ.
Right. तो ठीक है, आपका thought process is in a correct manner. However, the deeper understanding actually lies in the topic called as waves itself.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो उसमें आप एकदम बेसिक से पढ़ोगे that there are longitudinal waves, transverse waves, like वो एक पूरा कैटेगराइजेशन एक बेसिक से हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं. ठीक है, एंड यस it also depends on the amplitude, the energy associated with the wave. It does depend upon the amplitude also. However, यहाँ पर जो key learning है हमारे लिए, when we talk about these electromagnetic radiations, is from the perspective of, you can say, the quantum theory talks about the relationship of these electromagnetic waves and their particle nature. So the photon, which we say is the representative of the particle nature of these radiations, the smallest or the discrete unit of energy present in that radiation is something which is directly proportional to the frequency itself.
Okay, sir. And so, photon is the smallest unit of energy, the smallest unit of light energy only.
Right. So, when we are talking about electromagnetic radiation, okay, it is a form of energy only.
Yeah.
Right. So, when we talk about electromagnetic radiation, we are able to now understand, we are able to comprehend that this is a form of energy traveling from one region to another region.
Yeah.
But this energy isn't something which is continuous. It is made up of these smallest units called as photons.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And this is something which we understand that even say matter, okay, when it is say heated up, it is provided that energy, right, and emits those radiations. So what is happening is that, ठीक है, actually इसमें थोड़ा और डिटेल होता है. ये जो स्टेटमेंट है ना यहाँ पर, मैटर एमिट्स और अब्सॉर्ब्ड रेडिएशंस, तो इसके पीछे का एक और बैकग्राउंड रहता है which talks about that inside say a substance, जो atoms हैं, they are going to be emitting or absorbing these radiations in these discrete units only. So जैसे बल्ब के बारे में हम लोग बात करेंगे, right? So बल्ब को आपने switch on करा, you supplied the electrical energy and it started heating up. The metal filament inside, it started heating up. Right? So that electrical energy got converted into heat as well as light, the radiation that was coming out of it. So the energy which was coming out of that metal filament in form of that radiation, that was then being studied and was being understood that radiation is getting emitted in these discrete units.
Okay, sir. And so could you also explain phenomenon of diffraction of light?
Diffraction.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, diffraction is something जो कि जैसे मैंने Heisenberg's uncertainty principle से बताया था, वहां से भी उसका explanation आ जाता है.
Okay, sir.
Right, that the photons were going say from left to right and they were made to pass through a slit. Right. Now, what we were doing by shrinking the size of the slit was we are trying to find their exact position,
Yeah.
which increases the uncertainty in their direction, in their velocity.
Yeah.
And this is what causes the diffraction phenomena, that when you are throwing say a light through a very, very small hole,
Okay.
then that hole itself behaves like a source of light and it is throwing the photons in random directions.
Okay,
That
sir.
projection which was there on the other screen, it becomes elongated.
Fine. So we can explain diffraction even using the particle nature of light.
So, sorry?
So we can explain diffraction even using the particle nature of light, right? We don't necessarily need the wave nature of light to explain diffraction.
Yeah. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is able to do that explanation. that if you are trying to think of the photon, the particles of light, right, and try to measure their exact position and exact momentum, right, then this is what should happen.
Okay, sir. Okay.
हाँ, बोलो राघव. आवाज नहीं आई तुम्हारी. हाँ, बोलो देवांशी.
So can you go to the graph again?
ये ऊपर वाले.
Yeah, sir, the one below this.
हाँ.
So over here you've written the star that the predictions match with the experimental observations for the higher wavelength.
Yeah.
So I didn't get that.
अब देखो ना यहाँ पे ब्लू वाला रेड वाला ग्राफ आर प्रीटी क्लोज टू ईच अदर, नो. That means the theoretical predictions of how much the intensity should be for a given set of higher wavelengths was quite close with experimental observations.
And so down you've written that he provided an explanation for his mismatch.
Uh-huh.
So like he included this assumption, right? So I like, what was that?
So the assumption which he said was that exactly what I talked about, that this energy of radiation that is coming out of the black body is made up of discrete units. It is, the total energy is nhc by lambda.
Yeah.
Right. So when we are talking about the intensity, when we are talking about the total energy that is emitted, it has got two parts to it. One, the number of photons and the energy of each photon.
Yeah.
And iske pehle, this concept didn't exist. Iske pehle, it was just an understanding the energy is inversely proportional to wavelength. In fact, if we do some more math, then it comes out to be lambda to the power of 4. वो उसके पीछे का math था, but ठीक है. उसमें ऐसा quantization का aspect नहीं था. And बाद में समझ में आया, क्योंकि उसके पहले कैसा था, it is just inversely proportional to lambda कम होता जा रहा है, तो intensity बढ़ती जाएगी.
But the number of particles, the photons was not same.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
ठीक है. हाँ, बोलो तृप्ति.
But I wanted to get a clarity, like the light is really a particle or a wave, or it only shows its nature.
Correct, correct. So that is what यहाँ पर जब मैंने आप लोगों को ये statement बताए थे, that is why I wanted to be, technically correct for everyone over here, that light is a particle, no. Light is a wave, no. Light is both particle and wave, no. Okay, what we just simply say is that light can show particle nature as well as wave nature. This dual nature is the fundamental reality that we see around us. Okay, especially becomes significant at a small scale. In order to understand the behavior, we are able to use sometimes particle nature to explain that. We are able to use wave nature to explain that.
So just now you cleared a doubt, like somebody has asked about the diffraction. In that it showed both the natures, no, because you were able to explain it by Heisenberg's uncertainty principle as particle, and by in Young's double slit experiment we had understood it with the help of wave nature.
नहीं, Young's double slit experiment में मैंने diffraction नहीं बताया कभी भी. Young's double slit experiment was all about interference. That यहाँ से लेफ्ट से ऐसे रेज आए, दो स्लिट्स के थ्रू पास करे, राइट, एंड ऑन दिस पैटर्न, on this second screen, both these slits behaved like sources of light, and वहां से आने वाली जो lights हैं from these two slits, they interfered with each other, and what we saw on the second screen was the interference pattern. ठीक है. Although यहाँ पर जो slits हैं, ठीक है, यहीं पर जो फिनोमेना होता है उसको डिफ्रैक्शन भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है,
Yes.
right? So yes, it got explained via the wave nature. It got explained via the particle nature also using Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
Okay.
ठीक है, हाँ बोलो अक्षत.
So the protons, so the energy is constant, or is it always like different for every light wave?
Photon का energy ना मतलब it is proportional to frequency, right? So
Yes, so for every light wave is different, right?
हाँ, so कोई let's say विबग्योर के अगर बारे में बात करूं मैं, तो violet का photon will be more energetic than red का photon. हाँ बोलो प्रकाश.
Sir, so as you said that the diffraction can prove that Heisenberg's uncertainty principle of laser. So that experiment you had shared with us now. Sir, so is there any other experiment which proves Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? Because if it can be proved by diffraction, then
नहीं नहीं, आप इस चीज को ऐसे मत बोलो कि Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is getting proven by that experiment. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, ठीक है, is in another fundamental reality of the universe, which is not just applicable to the concept of this photons passing through a slit.
Yes, sir.
It is one of the experiments which get explained by Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, in fact, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था, isn't just about position and momentum. There are many other versions of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle as well.
Yes, sir. Energy and time.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is itself a very, very important discovery, you can say, which was mathematically presented by Heisenberg and then was found to be applicable, or you can say was seen to be applicable in various experiments. And one such simple experiment that I showed you was the laser passing through a slit and the slit size being shrunk.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. तो ये हम लोगों ने क्वांटम थ्योरी ऑफ लाइट के बारे में डिस्कस किया था. एंड देन इसके ऊपर लाइक आई हैड आस्क्ड यू टू सॉल्व सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस आल्सो, like using this concept of what energy of radiation can be written as energy of light is equal to n times energy of photon, and each photon ka energy is hc by lambda, right? And when we did some questions also to grasp this, इसमें मैंने units के बारे में भी आपको बताया था कि units का कैसे ध्यान रखना होता है, SI units में solve करना होता है तो किस तरीके से work करना होता है, comprehend करना होता है questions के language को, ठीक है. Now after this, okay, after the quantum theory of light, we applied this knowledge on another experiment, which was photoelectric effect experiment, right? हाँ, so ये हमारा next important topic आया था, ठीक है. In fact, अगर आप लोगों को चाहिए, जैसे भी almost we are close to the end of the lecture right now, तो हम लोग photoelectric effect का discussion अपने next cover up में देख सकते हैं, ठीक है. photoelectric effect, बोर्स मॉडल का, स्पेक्ट्रम का भी, ठीक है. हाँ, अभी के लिए जैसे तन्मय का डाउट है, जनरल डाउट, मॉड्यूल्स कैसे मिलते जाएंगे, आपको मिलते जाएंगे विद टाइम, ठीक है. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. इनफैक्ट यू विल ऑल्सो गेट टू नो अबाउट पेस का पनीशिया पोर्टल का आप लॉग इन करोगे ना, तो आपको वहां पे उनका सॉफ्ट कॉपीज भी मिलेगा.
So
हाँ मानो.
You told us you can solve in electron volts, right? For 12,400 divided by wavelength in angstrom. So can we use that in subjective questions as well?
Well, subjective questions में कैसा होता है ना, they would give that piece of information in the question. जैसे अभी जेई में ऐसा आता है that what they would say is that use HC as 12400 ऐसे EV angstrom something like that. इस तरीके से question में bracket में mention कर देते हैं.
Yeah, it was there in one of the photoelectric effect questions. Okay, sir. So if they don't mention that, we have to use the values for each.
हाँ, but they don't do that. Otherwise, they will give them options. ताकि अगर आप approximate भी कर रहे हो तो close enough answer ले लो. Okay. Otherwise, it's not a problem for the students to actually do those exact calculations.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
हाँ, मैं कर दूंगा मीत. I'll do that. हाँ, then बोलो प्रकाश.
Sir, I had a doubt, sir, general doubt. Sir, when we revise your notes, so there are some questions which comes in between. So, sir, we should solve them with when we go through.
हाँ हाँ, मतलब सी जो अभी कैसा है, धीरे धीरे जब आप मैथ्स में भी फिजिक्स में भी क्या होगा, आप नोटिस करोगे कि लेक्चर्स में ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग आने लग जाएगी. ठीक है, केमिस्ट्री में ऐसा था कि अभी थोड़ा सा एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर तो ऐसा चैप्टर है इसमें थ्योरी है, ठीक है, बट आगे आने वाले चैप्टर्स जो केमिस्ट्री में भी रहेंगे उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग काफी रहेगी. तो जो भी क्वेश्चंस आपको क्लास में कराए जाते हैं ना, वो यहाँ तो मैं समझा देता हूँ, एक्सप्लेन हो जाता है, राइट, बट एक्चुअली में वो क्वेश्चन आपको समझ में आया कैसे करना है, वो चीज तभी आपको रियलाइज होगी जब आप खुद से एक बार वापस से क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करोगे एंड यू आर एबल टू डू इट बाय योरसेल्फ.
Okay, sir. Sir, and after revising the notes, should we attempt the homework twice? So, like.
नहीं, अभी आपको आपके पास अभी टाइम है तो आप देख लो, बट आपको आगे ऐसा टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. यू विल बी लाइक कि सर अरे बहुत होमवर्क हो रहा है, थोड़ा कम दो ना, वैसा सिचुएशन आएगा.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है.
Sir, and you will share the DPP 14 to 18 today.
Yes. In fact, I was going to share that right away, but it kind of.
सर, ये प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट का वैल्यू क्या था?
6.626 into 10 की पावर minus 34 जूल सेकेंड.
ओके.
ठीक है, मैं डीपीपी शेयर कर देता हूँ, अदरवाइज it will skip my mind also. हाँ, in the meantime, हाँ बोलो ऋषभ. आवाज नहीं आ रही तुम्हारी, बैकग्राउंड नॉइज जरूर आ रहा है.
Sir, so now it's coming.
हाँ अभी आ रही है.
Sir, exam में they'll give us the constants we need to use, right? For example, Rydberg's constant का value like 1.09728. They'll give that.
मतलब sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's why for constants, I would ask you to remember them only.
Oh, okay.
Sir.
हाँ.
Sir, which books do we have to buy for the physical chemistry?
हाँ, मैं आपको बताऊंगा ना. अभी देखो, अभी अपन स्टार्ट ही करें. मैं आपको अभी अपनी तरफ से बुकलेट में से एज वेल एज डीपीपीस के थ्रू बेसिक प्रैक्टिसेस कराना शुरू करता हूँ, एंड देन एज वी गो अलोंग, ठीक है, आफ्टर से सम सेशंस ओनली आई विल टेल यू व्हिच बुक्स टू वर्क विद.
ओके,
ठीक है. मैं डीपीपी जस्ट फॉरवर्ड कर देता हूँ फ्लैगशिप वाले ग्रुप पर. ठीक है. ऑलराइट देन. हाँ, यू गाइस कैन लीव. जिसको डाउट नहीं है दे कैन लीव.
So.
हाँ बोलो मानो.
I wasn't able to attend quite a few lectures, so if I've not been able to go through the recording for Bohr's atomic model, atomic spectrum, validation of that, and de Broglie's hypothesis. So should I attend the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and will I understand it, or should I watch the other recordings and then?
नहीं, आप आपको थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ जाएगा. यू शुड अटेंड, ठीक है, बिकॉज आप ना बोर्ड मॉडल जूनियर क्लास में तो थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ा ही है ना.
हाँ सर.
तो ऐसा तो नहीं है दैट बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो.
हाँ.
ठीक है, तो उतना बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आप लेके चलोगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा.
ओके सर.
ठीक है, डू अटेंड.
थैंक यू.
हाँ धने.
Sir,
हाँ.
so for chemistry, which
अरे भाई सेम क्वेश्चन मैं बताऊंगा ना, थोड़ा सा अभी होल्ड कर लो.
सर पर क्लास के बुकलेट और नोट्स के सिवाय कोई एक टेक्स्ट बुक होएगा तो आप बोल देना.
हाँ 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 बिल्कुल.
फॉर रेफरेंस.
Yes,
सॉरी.
ओके, बोलो सोमिल.
Sir, I have a doubt in the gold foil experiment.
बोलो फटाफट.
If we have used a beryllium sheet instead of gold foil, it would have emitted neutrons. तो वो तो undeflected pass होंगे ना फिर, because they are neutrally charged particles.
नहीं बट ऐसा नहीं था ना कि एक मिनट, व्हेन न्यूट्रॉन के लिए बोला था कि दे आर अनडिफ्लेक्टेड, वो
Yes,
इसलिए बोला गया था कि न्यूट्रॉन्स को डिटेक्ट करने में दिक्कत ये आ गई दैट क्योंकि वो न्यूट्रल थे.
Yes, sir.
तो उन पर मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री एक्सपेरिमेंट वर्क ही नहीं करा.
सर बट ये जो एक्सपेरिमेंट था गोल्ड फॉइल, उसमें फिर कुछ डिफ्लेक्ट ही नहीं होगा, बिकॉज then it would be neutrons would be emitted and neutrons don't get deflected by any charges which are present.
देखो, जो ये गोल्ड फॉइल स्कैटरिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट था, इसमें हमने कहीं पे भी कोई इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड या मैग्नेटिक फील्ड नहीं लगाया था.
Yes, sir.
It was purely certain atoms. They were like alpha particles. They were made to be coming out in a focus beam. ठीक है, वहां पे actually electric field लगा था. To
Yes, sir.
make the alpha particles come out as a focus beam, and then when they struck the gold foil, and after that there was no electric field and magnetic field.
Yes, sir.
तो वहां पे just collision हुए, और collision होने के बाद में like what we found out that most of the alpha particles went straight through, some got deflected at small angles, some at very
So
large angles.
they got deflected due to the collision or due to the charges in the nucleus of the atoms present.
So they got, okay, so understand that they got deflected because alpha particles were positively charged.
Yes, sir.
The nucleus was also positively charged.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I
Okay.
understood.
So
Yes,
those
sir, I
which
got
went close to the nucleus, they got deflected because of that charge nature. अब जो जेम्स चैडविक वाला एक्सपेरिमेंट था, ठीक है, उसमें तो कैसा हुआ दैट जो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं, पॉजिटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स हैं, वो बेरिलियम के न्यूक्लियस के साथ में वापस रिपल्शन तो शो कर ही रहे होंगे, बट आप नोटिस करो कि बेरिलियम का चार्ज इतना ज्यादा नहीं है. तो उसके अंदर देन थिंग्स हैपेंड इनसाइड द न्यूक्लियस. लाइक गोल्ड फॉइल के केस में तो कैसा था, अल्फा पार्टिकल्स weren't able to get inside the gold atoms because of that positively charged nature or repulsion. They got deflected. But beryllium के केस में it is a nuclear reaction that happened inside. The nucleus got mutated.
Yes, sir.
And वहां से न्यूट्रॉन्स एमिट हुए.
Okay, sir. I got it. I got it.
ठीक है, हाँ बोलो राघव. आवाज नहीं आ रही है तुम्हारी. बोलो मनन.
हेलो सर.
हाँ
हाँ सर, मैं एक्चुअली पूछ रहा था कि जो डीपीपी हमने दिए हैं, आपने मुझे सर शायद हमें डीपीपी नंबर बाकी का है 1 2 3, मतलब ये सिर्फ 18 से हैं क्या? 14
नहीं
15
वो
से मतलब.
इसके पहले के मोल कंसेप्ट के चैप्टर के हैं.
अच्छा, ओके सर, ओके सर. और सर वो आप भेजोगे सर एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन, आपको मैंने व्हाट्सएप कर दिया था.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
थैंक यू सर।
ठीक, चलो हाँ बोलो अगम।
Sir, I have a question. I didn't understand the question that was before the drawbacks of Rutherford's model. जो वो question था about the proportionality.
हाँ हाँ, so उसमें कैसा था, in that particular question what we were doing was that एक तो subjective understanding थी Rutherford's model की. Subjective
Yes.
understanding was these observations and conclusions, right? That
Yes.
Some went straight, some got deflected and all of that, है ना? And
Yes.
apart from that, ठीक है, apart ये subjective understanding के अलावा Rutherford and his disciples also performed a lot of mathematical calculations as to how the alpha particle scattering was to happen by the gold foil. ठीक है? And as part of that, कहाँ गया वो lecture? हाँ, and as part of that, अब derivation तो मैंने कराया नहीं आप लोगों को. I didn't get into the details of how did they come up with all these results. ठीक है, that is not something which we really want to get into that right now. So I just presented कि चलो ऐसे results आपके सामने अगर present कर दिए, you know Rutherford ने ऐसे predict किया that the number of particles that were getting scattered at a particular angle, जिसको S से represent कर रहे हैं, it depends on these 4 factors: the angle at which the scattering was to be done, the thickness of the foil, the charge of the foil atom, and the kinetic energy of the alpha particles. And this is how they were related. So then, based on this, can you comprehend these factors and answer such options? So let's say between A and B option, what we were asking was that the number of particles scattered through different angles were either decreasing or increasing with a increase in angle. Okay, this is what A and B option are asking. So you focused on the first factor, that the angle is shown in the first factor, and what we are seeing is that if phi increases, then sin phi increases.
Yes.
That means
Yes.
the denominator increases. That means this S value decreases. So that makes us answer that the number of particles scattered becomes less when angles are increased.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, उसी तरीके से देन सी एंड डी ऑप्शन में जज करना था दैट अगर हम लोग एक पर्टिकुलर थिकनेस ऑब्जर्व करें, उस पर एस कितना आ रहा होगा फॉर सिल्वर, कॉपर एंड एटम, वी फाउंड दैट एस इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द चार्ज. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट ये बता रहा है कि चार्ज स्क्वायर है, तो मैं भी एक बार देख लेता हूँ. ठीक है, सो एनीवेज मोर द चार्ज, more will be the value of S. So aluminum, copper, silver में this is the increasing order of their charge. So higher should be silver, then copper, then aluminum, rather than the D option.
Yes. Okay, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
All right. बोलो धने. हाँ बोलो तृप्ति.
Sir, just now you answered somebody's doubt that the alpha particle did not really enter the gold foil atoms. But sir, the atomic radius of gold atom is too large, so we can't say that without entering the alpha particles will
it
suffer
didn't-
such a large deflection.
It didn't enter the nucleus. जैसे उसने बोला ना, जो जब ओके, सो उसके लिए बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा ऐसा है कि जब न्यूट्रॉन की डिस्कवरी हुई ना, ठीक है, तो उसका एक्सपेरिमेंट भी कुछ इस तरीके से था दैट अ थिन शीट ऑफ बेरिलियम वाज बॉम्बार्डेड विद अल्फा पार्टिकल्स. ठीक है, which resulted in formation of which resulted in this nuclear reaction.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ये 9442 and this one would be 12610, है ना. तो ये क्या है, ये न्यूक्लियर रिएक्शन है,
Yes.
ठीक है. So this is actually the alpha particle getting inside the nucleus and causing this transmutation.
So, sir, the radius of beryllium was so small that the alpha particle actually collided, or was
The
the
charge
nucleus?
the charge of beryllium wasn't too strong to repel these alpha particles as much as that say a gold foil would do. Gold का atom में charge कितना होगा? Like the number of protons in gold will be much more.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So उसमें ऐसा nuclear transmutation नहीं हुआ. उसमें the
Okay,
alpha
sir.
particles got deflected because of the charge.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है.
So, the alpha particles entered gold foil, but it did not collide with the nucleus.
Yes.
Okay.
हाँ, बोलो हितेशी.
Hello.
Hi,
So
Hiteshi.
I had a question regarding the previous topics. I wanted to know how exactly did quantum theory of light solve the BBR problem, the black body radiation problem?
हाँ, तो उसमें मैंने बताया ना that graph thing, the energy was made up of quantized photons.
I understood why was wave theory proved wrong because of black bodies, but I don't know how did quantum theory justify that.
So quantum theory justified it, saying that the energy that is emitted by that black body, okay, it is quantized in form of photons, right? So when we are talking about the intensity, right? एक मिनट मुझे वापस से वो ग्राफ लेके आने दो.
It was, I believe.
हाँ. So जो intensity है, which is energy per unit area per unit time, and according to the wave theory, intensity should be inversely proportional to wavelength, so it should just keep on increasing. So it said that, or it helped us understand that this energy is made up of two parts: the number of photons and energy corresponding to each photon.
Correct.
So for a lower wavelength photon, say a UV ray or a gamma ray, okay, the energy of individual photon will be higher, but the number of photons that are getting emitted are low. That's why we are seeing lower intensity of these lower wavelengths also.
So you're telling that the average of the two is what gave the highest?
Combination of the two.
Like,
So
अच्छा.
ये ग्राफ क्या बता रहा है? ये ग्राफ ये बता रहा है कि जो ब्लैक बॉडी है, लेट्स से जो बल्ब हम लोग स्टडी कर रहे थे, वो जो रेडिएशन एमिट कर रहा है, वो डिफरेंट वेवलेंथ्स की सारी रेडिएशन एमिट कर रहा है.
Okay.
Right? But the number of photons that were getting emitted corresponding to these lower wavelength or high energy radiations like gamma rays, etc., was also less.
And then, so just asking, why wasn't the number of photons high for high wavelengths such as say radio waves?
So, अब कैसा है that ये जो emissions हो रहे हैं, ये किस लिए हो रहा है? आपने बोर्स मॉडल पढ़ा है ना? तो बोर्स मॉडल में आपको समझ में आया that the electrons jumping between these energy levels causes radiations, de-excitations.
Yes.
तो जो एनर्जी गैप्स हैं बिटवीन ऑर्बिट्स, ठीक है, दे आरंट समथिंग व्हिच आर करस्पॉन्डिंग टू गामा रेज और माइक्रोवेव्स. आपने हाइड्रोजन का स्पेक्ट्रम देखा था?
10 eV you mean?
नहीं, हाँ, तो हाइड्रोजन में अपने देखा था ना, लाइमन रेडिएशन इज इन यूवी, बामर में विजिबल एंड यूवी है, राइट? पास्चन, ब्रैकेट, फंड, हम्फरी, उसमें इंफ्रारेड है, राइट? तो यही रेडिएशंस के फोटॉन्स निकल रहे हैं. अब आप बोलोगे हाइड्रोजन गामा रेडिएशन क्यों नहीं थ्रो कर रहा? अरे कर ही नहीं सकता.
हाँ, right, it doesn't have that much energy.
ठीक है.
Okay, and so just one last thing.
हाँ.
In the graph that you've shown right now, wavelength can be controlled. So are they controlled graphs? Like you give two quantities and see the third, or are they?
The temperature over here is the control variable. So when you have say a black body, you heat it up to a particular temperature. ठीक है?
Okay.
And at that temperature it is emitting all these different wavelengths. And
All right, so it's an instantaneous graph. It's not over time.
no, it is at a particular temperature. It is emitting these radiations and correspondingly उन radiations का intensity कितना है.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you so much.
ठीक है. बोलो सिद्धार्थ.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had a doubt in that anode ray experiment that will the ray that is being produced depend upon the gas that is taken in that tube?
The anode ray particle is actually those gaseous ions, right? So it will depend upon the type of gas that you are taking.
Sir, so if we had taken a chlorine gas in that, so will ionization take place?
Yeah, it can, because we are doing such high voltage potential difference apply kar rahe hain. So it can happen.
Okay, so even if chlorine has a tendency to gain an electron to attain stability, even then we can ionize it.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Bolo Nehal.
So I had two doubts. So in NCERT, they have given like some problems also in the textbook. So should we solve them like as and when we are reading them?
In the NCERT?
They have given like some solved examples. So should we like solve them like when we are reading through those parts?
Yeah, you can. Matlab, those are good to solve.
Okay. And so in flagship 1, so you haven't covered orbital angular momentum. So are you gonna do that in the revision lectures or?
Yeah. No, I will do that in the next week only. I'll start from there itself. I remember that.
Yeah, so I don't need to attend the revision, the cover up ones, right?
Yeah. Don't need.
Thank you.
ठीक. All right, chalo. Any other question, guys? ठीक है, थोड़ा सा break ले लो. And then be ready for the next lecture. Then see you again in the cover up at 12. Okay? Sure. All right then. Take care. Bye-bye.